Hey y'all, so I apologize in advance if this video is super long. I've got a lot of really good questions and I really wanted to try and answer them all. But anyways, these are the questions and the answers put into video that I promised. And they're mostly about my horses, so don't worry about getting bored with me. So, I guess we'll get started. Okay, so the first question is, what are the bios for your current horses? Okay, well, Steeler is obviously very quirky. He's a really sweet horse and he's like very personable. He really likes people. He's usually the kind of horse that'll walk up to you in the pasture or follow you around. He's really intelligent and he learns things really quickly, really tries hard every time we go in the arena or anytime I'm just messing around in the pasture with him. Okay, Buttons is very sweet. Like, she's very sweet-tempered. She's one of the best horses I've ever owned, like, temperament-wise. So I really like to work with her. She also learns things really quickly. Bandit, he is a little bit stubborn, so I'm trying to work with him more to make him more personable to me, so, you know, we'll create a bond. But I haven't had him that long, so I don't really blame him for it. And then Bollywood is basically the same way, but he should be going to his new home soon, so. Next question is, why did you start Liberty? And I started Liberty because when I joined Instagram, I saw Annie and Mosey on Little Pistol Annie, and they are my favorite account ever, and they've inspired me tons, and so that is what made me start Liberty, because I saw them and I was like, I want to be like that with my horse, and I want to have a relationship with like that with my horse. So, okay, the next question is, what made you want to barrel race? So I had always hated barrel racing when I was younger, so one night me and my mom went out and watched a Playday practice, and I was literally forced to ride my friend's mother's horse, and I practiced a few of the events on her horse. Next question is, how long have you had Steeler? I have had Steeler for 2 years now. After that question was, did you train Steeler? The answer to that question is, yes, I trained him. I bought him a little bit more than Greenbroke, so everything that he knows, like trick-wise and barrels and jumping-wise, I have taught him and we have learned together, so. Okay, the next question is, how old are your horses? Steeler is 6, Buttons is 4, Bandit is 10, and Bollywood is 12. Okay, another question is, what do you hate and love the most about the equestrian world? The thing I hate the most is the fact that if you're not rich, then you can't really get anywhere professionally with horses, because I would really like to go pro, but it's so expensive, so it's basically already out of my reach just because I don't have the money. The thing I love the most is that we all love horses, and most of us are in the sport for the same reason, and that's because we all love horses and we all want to see ourselves progress with horses. So that's what I love the most. Next question is, what is your main goal on Instagram? And my main goal on Instagram is to inspire people and to encourage people that it's okay to be different, it's okay not to do the same things with your horse that everybody else does. I like to try and talk people through hard times, talk people through good times. Horses aren't ever easy and horses aren't always going to be good, so I feel like I need reassurance sometimes, so I mean, of course, everybody else does. And the next question asked by the same person, what is your main goal on your horses? To inspire and to improve more than I or anyone else has ever thought we could do. So if I am not the fastest barrel racer out there, if I don't jump the highest, I don't care as long as I've got a relationship with my horses, because I was doubted a lot in the beginning with my horses, and so to be able to prove people wrong and show people that I have a bond and that I can still do these things with my horse, that is my main goal with my horses. Next question is, how long have you been riding? I've been riding seriously for the past 4 years, but other than that, I've been riding mostly all my life, but we took a bunch of breaks in between. We would buy horses and then sell everything, and then we would get back into them, and basically my freshman year in high school is when we started getting back into horses again. That led into the next question with, how many horses have I ever had? And I've had 12 horses total in my lifetime, from the time that I was 4 years old to the time that I'm 17 years old. When did you start Instagram? I started Instagram April of 2013. So I've had my account for a little over a year now. The next question was, did you know you wanted to become big from the start, or was it more an account out of boredom? Well, if you've been following me my entire account, then you would know that my account started out as Those Horse Girls, and it was a group account that I made for me and like 3 other girls, and then eventually I decided I wanted to go solo with the account, and that's what happened with Breathequine. And basically, I created our group account out of boredom, and I was like, well, I want an equestrian account, so I'm gonna make this. And so I did, and it really didn't hit off very well, but when I switched to my personal account, I started gaining followers like crazy, so I really had no intention of becoming a big account. The question is, do you only like taking pictures of horses? And the answer to that question is no. The next question is, what is the story on how you got Steeler? And I'm going to give a quick version because this video is probably already going to be super long. We bought Steeler from one of our friends who had him as a ranch horse. He was 3 years old, you know, he was Greenbroke, stuff like that. Him and the owner didn't really get along, so he was like, why don't you come try out my horse, you know, I know you're looking for another one. So I went and tried him out. I didn't like him at first, and then I kept searching for other horses. So when me and my mom had finally had enough looking for trained horses, we went back to him and we were like, can we try this horse out again, you know, we're tired of looking. So we tried him out again, and I decided that I still didn't like him, but I was gonna try because I was so sick of looking. And so basically me and my mom were just like, whatever, you know, if I don't like this horse, then too bad. So we'll see what I can do with him. But basically I didn't want him at first. I was very upset about it. I was like, I don't want this horse. So when we brought him home, we were like, wow, this was a big mistake. He was very head shy. He was not personable at all. He had to be sedated just for the farrier. You know, so over the years, the 2 years I've worked with him, he's become a lot better of a horse, and I wouldn't trade him for the world, and I'm so glad that I just settled with him because he's the best friend that I could ever ask for now. Okay, the next question is the pros and cons to having a bunch of followers, and is it hard? It's mostly pros because I have a really big support system, and so if there's one hater, I can just stop and be like, okay, well, I have all these supporters, so what does this one hater have to do with anything? So that's one of the pros. Another pro is that usually if you ask a question, you'll get so many different responses, and it's so good to see everybody's opinions and everybody's input, and I learn a lot from other people. The cons are the haters, basically. It's like the more followers you have, the more people will hate you. And it's nothing that you do necessarily, it's just people looking for reasons to make other people feel bad, so I never really look at it like it's truth or anything, so it just doesn't really bother me that much. Okay, the last question that I am going to answer is, do you have a trainer or do you just do your own thing? And I've had some people help me out with my barrel racing, you know, give me tips and stuff, but other than that, I really do my own thing. I come up with my own methods to train my horses. I like to teach them tricks based on my own knowledge and not really like looking up tutorials or anything. So it's really easy to come up with your own ways. I mean, it's a lot more fun too, and I think you learn a lot more that way. So I basically just do my own thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that it was so long. I never intended for it to be like this, but I got so many questions and I still have so many more, but I'm obviously not going to get around to them. But thank you guys so much for participating, and leave your comments below what you think, you know, share your experiences, your opinions, you know, on the questions. You know, feel free to answer any of the questions that you want. I don't care. So thank you guys again. I love you all. Goodbye.